one day, a religious lawyer comes up to Jesus, and he's trying to ask him a trick question. He says, what do I have to do to live forever, to get into heaven? Jesus says to him, well, what do the scriptures say? The man thought, and he said, it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus said, that's exactly right. Do that and you will live. But the guy wanted to get out of it, so he says, but follow-up question, Jesus, who is my neighbor? Jesus is like, so you don't know the simple meaning of the word neighbor? Well, you know that stretch of road that goes between Jerusalem and Jericho? The guy's like, yeah. And you know that one bad part where thieves tend to hang out? Yeah. Jesus says, well, one day, a man was going down that road. He got to that section, and sure enough, here the thieves jump out at him. They grab him, they beat him, they strip him of his clothes, everything he has, everything he owns, and they leave him there, this bloodied pulp of a man beside the road, and run off. Well, not long after that, down that same road came a priest, a religious man, very proper, dressed correctly, knew all the right theology. And as he got to that place where that bloody bit of a man was laying, he stepped to the other side and walked merrily on his way. And not long after that, a Levite came along, one of the guys who helps out in the church work, a good church guy. When he got to where the bloodied man was, he did exactly the same thing. He stepped to the other side and went on his merry way. Now, not long after that, here came a third guy. Now, this third guy, he's not even from around here. In fact, he's a foreigner. He's from a country called Samaria. And this Samaritan comes down the road. He sees that bloodied pulp of a man there, and something inside him moves. He gets off his own donkey. He kneels down. He gets some wine out of his saddlebags. He uses the wine to cleanse the man's wounds. Then he gets some oil out of his saddlebags. He uses the oil as a salve to help heal the wounds. Then he gets some cloth and tears it up and makes bandages. He rescues this man. He lifts him up, puts him on his donkey, and together now they go down to the inn. They get to the inn. They spend that night there. He's up all night taking care of them. The next day he gets up, he gives the innkeeper 2 days worth of salary, like $200. And he says, here, this is a down payment for you to take care of my friend. And when I come back here, I'll make up to you whatever else I owe you, but take care of him. Then Jesus turned to the religious lawyer. And he asked, now which one of those three do you think understood the simple meaning of the word neighbor? The lawyer, embarrassed, said, well, I suppose it was the third one, the one who showed mercy. Jesus said, yeah, I suppose so. Why don't you go and live like that? And that's one small part of God's big story.